Peace, peace, peace. What's good, everybody? I hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing well. The hell is going on? Oh, okay. Yeah, another day, another way. Back at it. It is what it is, right? It's good to be seen. Yeah, today's live is just, just a little talk about whatever. You know what I mean? If you come in and out, make sure you make friends with the host. The host loves to make new friends. Also, anybody that's in the comments, I'm certain everybody is going to is friending everybody back, and maybe we could talk about some conscious issues. We could talk about whatever we want to. Everything is really important, whether it be political, whether it be religious, spiritual, economical, whatever. We can talk about whatever. It doesn't really matter. But I'm gonna be staying on pipe for a couple hours. Well, I'm gonna try to stay on for a couple. I'm going to stay on for a couple hours, and do this live. You know, but I'm definitely I'm having a good day. What is going on? Why is it doing that? It's wild. Hold up. Oh, that's how I go. That's how I go. Okay. Yeah, but peace, love, peace. You know. Hold on, let me see something. Here we go. Yeah. If you're coming in and out, I appreciate it. If you make sure you like the live. If you're one of my friends and you know that we supporting each other on this platform, hey, we already know. Like if you breeze past me and you see me going live, like my live about 100, 200 times before you leave. You know what I'm saying? If you can, drop the heart me. If you can't, hey, just come in and like the live and share it a few times for me. You know what I'm saying? That's really this is how we going. This is how we going to increase in our activity, and also we'll be able to progress on the app. Point blank period. But I definitely appreciate it. All likes, all shares, all positive comments, as well as gifts. Yeah, I appreciate y'all. And like it says on my and I forgot that I put this because I haven't even really read it in a long time. And it's not funny because it's the truth, but I always smile at certain things, even when it's serious. I smile at it, I giggle, laugh at it. I don't know. It's just one of my ticks to my personality. But yeah, I am a master student, and I am a philanthropist because I give charity. I try to do my best to take care and show love to everybody who I come across, to the best of my ability. So that's really a big part of my existence. You know what I'm saying? Queen Age Coin, welcome in. How you doing? I appreciate you coming in. Hey, drop a comment, Miss Queen, so I can put you on the pen. And everybody's in here. Make sure everybody make friends with everybody. And you don't have to be shy. I don't really have a subject. The subject of the talk is let's talk. Barbie TTE, welcome in. Come in and make you some new friends and some new associates. Maybe hopefully everybody be able to find 2 or 3 new supporters. We on the platform, and we trying to increase ourselves on this platform. We either trying to whatever it is that you're doing. It's all about numbers on this platform. So it's good to have good friends that engage with your content, also share your content, which a lot of his content. But this is how we become successful because we support each other. It's the bottom line, day in and day out. This ain't nothing new. I've been on this app for 2-3 years now. You know what I'm saying? So if you make friends with me, I'm gonna friend you back. If you support me, I'm gonna support you. So that's really what it is. The bottom line. I usually come on. I choose miscellaneous subjects to and share the live too. I see I got 3 people in here. I appreciate y'all. If y'all would make friends with Captain Avatar, but also share the live, everybody. Share the live. Get the live out there. That's going to bring more people in for us to be able to befriend. We'll be able to befriend new people, and we also can find out what's going on with other people in their world, like wherever they live in or wherever and we'll be able to find out what it is that they're doing, what kind of services that they have to offer. Some people like myself are here. Well, I'm not here just to make money, because I'm here to spread a particular message, but I'm also here. I have to make money through the platform, so I have a couple different purposes for being on social media. But a lot of us have a lot of things in common. So but we won't know that until we meet, and we won't know that until we link up and say, like, we start having conversations and talking to each other and finding out what each other's are about. I see we got 3 people in here. I appreciate if everybody would like the live about 100 times and share the live about 50 times. That'd be really, really something good. But yeah, today was a pretty good day for me. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot of sleeping. You know what I mean? I really don't have anything in particular that I really want to talk about, but I know I always eventually start speaking about things that my everyday life. My everyday life consists of me revering and being conscious of the true God. You know what I'm saying? In whatever way that in the way that I understand it. But I'm just saying, people perceive and believe in God in different ways, different religions, stuff like that. But I'm just saying, I revere God every day. I love God, and God loved me. So that's a big part of my existence in my life. And so that's really like, but everything about me is around that. You know what I'm saying? And but it don't in my life. And so that's really like, but everything about me is around that. You know what I'm saying? And but it don't matter. Like, but what the law, what God wills to happen, I truly know that that's what happens with matter. Like, but what the law, what God wills to happen, I truly know that that's what happens with me. You know what I mean? And I truly know that that's what happened with everybody else. Like, even people, I don't meet nobody that have something destined for me. Yeah, and even the things that happen on the social media platform, it's all destined. Everything is destiny. I do the best to take care of myself, and also to propagate a way of being of taking care of yourself. A lot of people here on the platform is suffering too. I really notice a lot of things. I don't really know how to get into speaking about it, but like a lot of people are slipping and sliding away from different things. They sliding too far away from it, or they taking like a lot of people are slipping and sliding away from different things. They sliding too far away from it, or they taking when let's say religion, like mainstream religion is losing its luster. But the thing is, mainstream religion is not all false. It's like half true and half fake. And what I'm saying is whole true, but it has been compromised. You mean, like texts and understandings of these mainstream religions have been changed. So what I'm saying is, so let's say a person may go 30, 40 years of life praying, remembrance, all that kind of stuff, which is a good thing. But then once they start finding out certain aspects of the discipline, the religion has been compromised, and it's not the truth. Then they go away from the total. They go away from everything, and then, but but what I'm saying is, the people are suffering because they're going away from all of it, and that's not good. It's just going away from a blank. So everything you learn from, let's say, mainstream religion, from morality, in the basic sense, not, I ain't talking about Puritan stuff and all that. I'm saying, like, just basic morality, like you shouldn't steal, you shouldn't lie, you shouldn't cheat. You know what I mean? You shouldn't sleep with your neighbor's wife or husband, whatever. You know what I'm saying? These are things that people should hold on to. You know what I mean? That we learn from mainstream religion, because a lot of things is like natural laws too. But see, there are natural laws, but that's another part of going into a new way of being a perpetual student. That's why I said in the beginning, I am a master student. So I never stopped learning, or I never stopped trying to learn. Not necessarily new things, but things that I didn't have no knowledge of. You know what I'm saying? Because with the new and old thing, listen, the truth ain't new. It's just that most of us ain't know nothing about it. We just knew versions of different, versions of stuff. But the truth ain't the truth ain't new. But it's new to us, right? But I would say to myself first, try to hold on to the good aspects of what you already know. And then what you do, you add on to it. You start adding on to your bag. You know what I mean? Like from the things that are new to you. You know what I mean? You will, in order for you to go into certain levels of learning, new levels of learning, you're going to have to break down barriers. You're going to have to break down certain walls, that were put up by the mainstream compromised versions of religion, have put up things to stop you from, let's say, sitting with certain people to learn certain things, speaking with certain people. It's a lot of different stuff, because if they say don't go there and don't talk to them, you won't go there and you won't talk to them. But there's some things that you can learn from these people to put you more on the straight path, or to give you the more proper perspective of whatever it is that in life that you come across. So I'm just saying that in the best way possible that I possibly can, I'm just trying to explain this is how I carried it, or how I'm carrying it with myself. You know what I mean? Yeah, because from the people having a lack of knowledge, this is why they've been taken advantage of for so many years. And this is a thing that's continuing and has continued on for a very, very long time. What's up, Miss Karen? I'm gonna invite you in if you got time. But you can't never really, yeah. I don't really know when to start. It's so much to talk about on that tip. You really got to rebuild yourself. You got to really rebuild your belief system. You got to rebuild your mindset. You got to rebuild, how you think and perceive things. You know what I mean? All of that. And hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? You got to rebuild it. If not, hey, you're gonna be stuck. But I'm seeing a lot of progress though with the people. I just am, even in my own family, even with a couple of my children, who are, were raised a certain way. I raised them a certain way. You know what I mean? Because me myself, being a lifelong practicing Muslim. I don't even like to say practicing, because practice is one thing I learned about words, and I know that words have a lot of power and meaning. Practicing, when you practice something, that means you ain't really doing it. You just practicing, right? But I'm gonna just say it one more time, just for lack of a better word. But me being an actualizing Muslim, right? All my life, I know how my children's mindset is, but I see that them making progress, because one of my children is starting to speak a little bit more about things so far as like energetic things, talking about, speaking about energy and things like that. And that's big, because everything is about energy. Literally. You know what I mean? Literally everything. Everything is energy. You know what I mean? Allah, the Most High God. God is an energy force, love, peace is energy. You know what I mean? Allah, the Most High God. God is an energy force, love, peace, hate, envy. All of these are energies. You know what I'm saying? Even down to money, currency is an energy. You know what I mean? So in order for you to attract the energy that you desire to have in your life, You got to understand it, and you got to understand what state of being and what state of mind you got to be in to attract love, to attract peace, to attract money, to be when I say attract, but I'm trying to like to establish a closeness to Allah, a closeness to God. You have to be in a certain energy. You have to be in a certain energy. So I'll be glad when I had conversations with my children. It's about, I have a lot of children, but I'm just saying 3 or 4 of them. I can really see them. Going past the basics. Meaning what they was raised on, and it's really not an easy thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not an easy thing to overhaul your whole belief system and kind of go against. You're not going against nobody, but you just not saying the same things, and you're not living the same way. So you're not going against nobody, but when the people are in a state of ignorance, they think that you're going against them, and they think that you're crossing them. It's really like a cross, because I used to be that way. I used to feel that way when it seemed like people that I knew, people that I was friends with and everything, it would seem like they would go against like the religion. I would be upset with them, and yeah, I'd be upset with them, and maybe even say some negative words about the people. So this is another reason why I constantly, as I travel through life, because I always hashtag traveling through life. As I travel through life, I've learned a lot, and I've learned a lot from being on the negative and the positive side of things. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just positive neither. I've made mistakes. I've thrown people in the trash. I've been ignorant, in an ignorant way. You know what I'm saying? And I've also been ignorant in a way just like I just don't know. I don't know. So I made mistakes. But I have always intended to be the best that I could be. And I've always strived to do the best that I could do. You know what I'm saying? We've all had ups and downs and stuff in life, but one thing I learned, I don't know much. And to this day, I don't know much, but I know a little bit about a lot of things. So, and I know one thing, I know the world ain't based on just one thing. So if you coming with just one basic thing, you still like a little kid for real in the game. You just are. And I used to have debates with people who weren't necessarily religious, and I would be debating with them. No, I'm tripping. Somebody asking me, am I on live now? Yeah. And somebody asked me, am I on? And what was I saying? And I would be debating, let's say, with people that are in the so-called conscious community, and they would be just speaking on certain things. They would be speaking about things that I had no knowledge of. I was in a state of basically a state of ignorance in reference to what they were talking about. But I would try to combat them. Hey, Miss Kwana, I would try to like say refute. Thanks for the heart me. Thanks, Miss Kwana, for the heart me. I would try to refute them, these religious people. I mean, these so-called conscious people, and I just say so-called because that's a trick word, the conscious thing in the conscious community. But I would try to refute whatever they were speaking about from the conscious, the whole, conscious thing. I would try to refute it using religion, right? And I would really think that I was super smart because I was like in a bubble of thinking the world and the universe and everything in existence operates inside of the bubble of one particular religion or discipline or philosophy. And that's like, if truthfully, once you get in the know, that's insanely crazy. You know what I'm saying? To think that everything that's governed is just governed by one set of laws and rules that came around at this particular point in time. And only these people from this land got a connection with God, and all that kind of stuff. Hey, y'all make sure y'all pick up the pinned account, Miss Kwana. She's a content creator too. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I would be thinking that I'm like super smart. I used to be thinking like I was like super sharp, right? And once I realized, I got into higher knowledge, a lot of the correct knowledge, the old knowledge of things. I started realizing that really religious people are like children. Or it's the same comparison of like, it's a lot of the knowledge that you find inside of religion is like the beginning of certain things. And, how can I put this? It'd be like somebody in middle school arguing with somebody and going to college and working on a master's degree. And then you even have, people that, and if you're lucky enough in middle school to talk to someone who's in a doctorate stage of their education on a particular thing, and you get a chance to talk to them. But it'd be like the person in middle school trying to tell the person getting the PhD that they're wrong or whatever. They don't know what they're talking about. All these different things. When the person that's in the middle school level of the learning doesn't even understand anything yet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, a lot of the people that's trying to refute a lot of things coming out, they don't know nothing except for like mainstream stuff, like the stuff that you can learn inside of that you learn inside like public education in school. This is why you still got people running around talking about being slaves and being black and all that different stuff, and being single, and then groups of people being singled out, all this different stuff. And I don't want to get on just that one thing, because my reality is not saturated with the color game and people, people being colors and stuff like that, And the same way, I don't want to like really get stuck on people, like, because really this is something I'm attached to, meaning like with nationality, because having a nationality is a very, very important thing. This is another reason why certain groups of people do not get respect in this world, because they don't have nationality. You know what I'm saying? And, we got to fix that. But you got to fix it mentally first. And it all has something to do with energy, vibration, and things of that nature. So when you calling yourself black or yeah, that's a very, very negative. That's just something negative. And you have magic, and you have conjurers and different kind of things that are connected to it. This is why you got people keep saying it about themselves. A person calling themselves black, even though they are not the color black. That's just like, I wonder about a lot of things. Like you see a lot of the young people, the young guys, right? In certain communities, they walking around with their pants hanging down, with their whole backside, showing to the whole world. And I would always say to myself, like, when I see this, I say, when I was a young guy, the last thing that I would want is for my backside to be shown for other men could see my A, right? So I'm just saying, this is you could tell that this is from a spell being casted on the people to make the people do that. Because I was a grown person back in like 2005. Let's say in between the years, I know this is when what I'm about to speak about this happened. In between the years of like, let's say 2005 and 2010, right? A certain version of jeans and pants came out that the women was wearing, right? But the women, these jeans, it seemed like all of these pants at this particular time between 2005 and 2010, you would see the top of the crack of their backside, right? You would see it. I'm a man, so I was looking like, but I was like, yo, it was like something amazing to me at that time. And this is like, okay, what's that? 20 years? This is 20 years ago, and I would be like amazed that the women was walking around with the crack of their butts out, right? And I was looking, right? But I'm just saying, it was very, very strange to me, right? So even back then in 2005 and 2008 and 2010, I would have thought it would come a time where it would be men walking around doing the same thing. You see what I'm saying? But what I'm just saying is, the more you know and the more you come into understanding, the more you know like what's affecting the people. And words have a lot of Words have a lot of power. Point blank, period. Every day you got to worry about what's being put on you. You better be putting something on yourself to overpower the things that's being put on you to make you scared, to make you weak, to make you transform into something you don't want to be. Okay, they talking about government shutdowns and, man, you name it. It's all kinds of stuff going on in the world today. Not just in the so-called United States. You know what I'm saying? But it's stuff going on. And, if you're not wrapped tight mentally and spiritually, if you're not wrapped tight, you're going to be pushed anywhere they want you to go. And you best to be sharp and stay sharp so you going where you need to go and etc. You know what I mean? And the reason why I'm speaking about this, because this is what it is, and this is what's going on inside my head. I ain't worrying about nothing foolish. You know what I'm saying? I'm worrying about living in the best way, staying safe, staying healthy. Love. But right as of now, I love myself. So I love myself. You know what I'm saying? So, and I continue to do that every single day. Right? And this is what I talk about. You know what I mean? Even healthy lifestyle. I do my best to lead a healthy lifestyle too. What other reason is it for me to talk about other things? It ain't no other reason talking about that. But we on this platform, and there's a lot of things that, a lot of different things, a lot of different ways for us to make money and and do all this and do all that. Let's do it. Let's make some money. Let's spread it and show some love to each other. You know what I'm saying? Let's stay positive. Let's propagate, healthy living and healthy lifestyle. Let's propagate, being and staying on a high vibration. Keep putting good energy out into the air, out into the universe for yourself and for everybody else, because then it's gonna come back to you. Right? Boom. This is what it is every single day. You know what I mean? I ain't really got to make up much because, but one thing I do be wanting to get across certain messages, and all of us got a message to give to the world. Everybody has a purpose, in this system, in this video game, in this dream, right? Everybody has a purpose. So, I choose to have a great purpose. I choose that for myself. But guess what? If you say the all is one and the one is all, and I am the highest, I am God, right? Okay, so that means I'm telling myself to be the most noble, to be the most best version of myself that I could possibly be in this reality. Like, I'm going to be like one who speaks the truth. I'm going to be the one who is loving, but at the same time, it may be days when I may have to be harsh with people or stern with myself, meaning to remain disciplined on a balanced, consistent, high vibration that creates peace and tranquility in my reality. You see what I'm saying? So, like, this is what I choose. I choose for myself. And everybody got a choice that they can make for themselves. You know what I mean? The world is not as constricting, like, that's why you don't put too much mind power into the negativity. You know why? Because then you'll start creating that will start having a place to live in your world. So don't be scared, especially all of us. We've been making it through all of these different government and changes and all this different kind of stuff. There's been a lot of stuff going on since a lot of us been living. And you still around, right? So guess what? Stay positive. Say some prayers. Say some good words on yourself. Hey, will it away from you. You know what I mean? If you just like it, it's just like anything else. Think it away. You know what I'm saying? And for real, that's really what it is. It is. It just is. It just is. You know what I mean? That's why I stay away from like foolish speech. And I stay away from it. A lot of times people be thinking like, why why I don't come around certain things? I don't come around because people gonna start talking a bunch of dumb stuff. I don't want to hear. Because I'm going the things that I want, I'm going to manifest it at its right time. And it's going to be like, bling, it's going to pop right up on me, right? It always has, and it always has, and it always will. But I'm just saying, in this chapter of my life, I'm conscious of it. Like when I'm seeing the things that I'm thinking manifest and appear for me. You know what I'm saying? You know, maybe not instantly, even though it can. I'm just saying maybe down the line I'll be even stronger, whereas those things will be instantly manifesting. But you know, we work. The more you work, get back to your natural state, because man, in his and her natural state, manifests instantly and quickly. This is why, like, you know, even in the stories in the religious books, the Bible, the Quran, and speaking about, you know, Adam and Eve and things of that nature, their thoughts manifested. You know what I mean? Their thoughts manifested instantly. So that's just something deep to get into, right? You know what I'm saying? But you know, the religious books are for guidance. You know what I mean? And they have they can be taken literally, but all those things shouldn't be taken literally, because a lot of it is allegorical, metaphysical. I mean, metaphor. You know, and metaphorical type stuff. Like you don't just, you know. So you know, you just gotta learn. You gotta stick to the learning. And then you gotta understand that it's a lot of different things and different sciences that you have to know in order for you to understand what the book is talking about and who it applies to. You know what I'm saying? So that's just something else. But guess what? If you ain't learning nothing, or you ain't investing no interest in learning, or you ain't investing no time or nothing into learning, then you won't be learning. Meaning you won't know nothing. You'll be ignorant. You just will. The same way, like we you know, a lot of us is trying to learn how to make money in different ways. I know how to make money, but I'm just saying in a couple different ways. But I'm just saying, like, man, we learn. Let's say we trying to learn how to move around on the app on TikTok. Okay, we got to learn. We got to put the time in to understand and know how to make money on the platform. You know what I'm saying? But it takes time. You gotta constantly do, even look, doing live streams. You know, you could do your thing doing these live streams and stuff like that, but it don't happen overnight. You gotta invest some time into it and some effort. You know what I'm saying? And also, like, you know, you have multiple different systems that have worked for either individuals or groups of people. So stuff that really truly works. But you want, in order for it to work for you, you're gonna have to learn it. So you're gonna have to invest some time. It's the same way with, you know, knowing and understanding. You know, they got all types of get rich books that teach you how to do things. The same way you have books and schools of thought for religion, for working towards becoming high vibrational. Because, you know, attracting money is a high vibration. You got to be on a high vibration to attract wealth, to attract abundance. This is a thing, you know, you got to learn too. I mean, some people is just lucky. I myself am one of them. I've been lucky in my life when it comes down to certain things, but I've also I haven't been so lucky in another ways. So I'm just saying, but there are sciences connected to metaphysics, right? That dealing with manifesting stuff through mindset, through your vibration and things of that nature. This is why, reason why. And the religious people are on a high vibration. This is why you see church people, masjid people that just, you know what I mean, they operate on a certain level with religion. They manifest things. They can manifest stuff, especially when they come together. Everybody being on the same mind, and they speaking things into reality. If you look into like Reverend Ike and whatever Reverend Ike was pushing to the people back in the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, when people was saying that he was a heretic Christian, and he ain't no real Christian and all that. He's talking blasphemy and all that. He wasn't doing nothing but talking about metaphysics. It was metaphysics. It was you know, vibration. You know, he was talking, you know, using words because of the power of words and your thoughts to manifest things into your life. So, peace be upon Reverend Knight, because that was like before its time. Now everybody's into the whole manifestation thing and all that stuff, but that stuff been out. If you look, Ben was talking about that. But what I'm just saying is the stuff that people think is new is not new. It's old. It's just we ain't know about it. I knew about him, but I didn't understand what he was talking about back then. I was a little kid. But see what I'm saying? On and on and on. That's why, like, people, what you know when somebody dumb when they bashing somebody out, or they putting people off and on stuff. Or you ain't no Muslim, or you ain't no Christian, or you be like, I mean, people who know, they look at you like you super dumb. They know that they shouldn't even really talk to you that much longer. Because when you're talking to ignorant people that don't know nothing, anything can really happen. You'll end up having to, like, you can get into fights. You'll have to hurt somebody. They so stupid and programmed that they don't even know it. They will think that they're doing something good and they're really doing something evil and bad. So that's why it's good to say, don't get into too much conversation with people that are ignorant and don't know nothing. Especially once you see they start talking certain levels of foolishness, then, you got to just be able to leave people where they at. Even your family members and your friends. But, and you have a lot of people that are very, very highly negative, very evil, people that are in situations where they can control people, and they want you to stay in that position, because in the ignorant position, in a scared, in a fearful position, because when you're in that position, they can control your mind, your thoughts, the energy that you have, and they could use your energy for them. Only thing I'm saying is put your energy in the best place that's going to work for you. Because that's what I'm going to do. And, hey, do it every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking, but I'm serious about what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And, one day at a time. One day at a time. That's why I like, it's good to develop, rituals for yourself, like prayer. These is lifelong rituals. These rituals that I've gone through all my life. Certain prayers that I do on a daily, and they keep me solid. They keep me fortified. And they keep me in the remembrance of what I perceive to be God. You know what I'm saying? And it worked for me. You know what I mean? I don't need to argue with nobody. Don't nobody need to put me on what I need to do, because I'm just saying that's the level of life I am. I'm just where I am now. And I let people be what they are. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta let me be what I am. You ain't got to, because I'm gonna be me regardless. You know what I'm saying? But the more you know, the more you know. Like, you worry about yourself for real anyway. Like, just worry about yourself. You know what I mean? I do want to save the world, but I'm gonna do it probably. But I know the easiest way to probably save the world is doing it one person at a time. So I gotta keep myself together. I gotta save myself first. Then I can start saving other people, and a little bit at a time. Maybe advising people to do good things for themselves and things of that nature. That's how I work. It don't work like what you think how you think it's gonna work. You know what I mean? Because even if you get famous, right? You still gotta worry about how people take things and all that different kind of stuff. So just imagine that you got let's say a brother, a man, like let's say Louis Farrakhan. Like, regardless of whether you agree or disagree with what he says, he still has a great responsibility under him with the people who follow him. Right? The people who follow him are not just one kind of people. You have multiple. You have a very, very diverse. He has a very, very diverse following. You have from the most righteous people to the most cutthroat of individuals that maybe at one time in their life used to be very, very negative energy in the world, right? So, and everything in between. So he has to be responsible with his statements. He has to be very, very responsible with his actions. He may even make some changes to what he truly believes in his own personal self, from day to day or whatever. But he has to be responsible. We all had to be responsible, because You know, even people, you are a leader in your house. Like, let's say if you're married and you have children, or if you, or if it's just you and your children, or it's just you. You know what I'm saying? Just be careful what you say about yourself, and be careful about be careful what you say, because even you can, as an individual, you know, like as an individual, I know that I can bring me saying certain things can bring certain things into my reality. Like even me, like I told you in the beginning, I'm a lifelong actualizing Muslim. I ain't practicing Islam no more. I'm actualizing Islam, but I'm just, you know, just to make that official. But let's say the mainstream script, I don't say certain things from the mainstream script no more. So you know what that can do by me saying these things. I'm gonna certain kind of things, or people gonna look at me a certain way from my family and my friends, right? Okay, but I have to. But when you know you walking down a road of truth, and you on a road that's like you about truth, you about the real God stuff, like in truth. These are things that you're gonna have to go through, but you gotta know. You do have to know that these are the things that can possibly come your way. So you know, it's good to be careful what you do and what you say. Yeah, you know, picking your shots. You know, like I said, my whole thing, I ain't trying to get no money from nobody. I ain't trying to sleep. What I'm saying right now, I'm not saying it for money, and I ain't saying it to sleep with nobody or nothing like that. So, um, what I say is from the heart, and it's for God. You know what I'm saying? Though I do need and want to make money off different things that I have going on in my life. I do like women, but I'm just saying this ain't about that. So like anything that I say when I'm speaking on this level, I ain't doing it to try to like trick nobody into like getting behind me on no type of tip like that. So I'm just saying, you know, it all it all it all means something. And you know, let's just try to be honest at all times. You know, don't try to be honest. No, let's all be honest all the time. Tell the truth all the time. Don't be and also be in the process of conquering fear. You know, that's another big part about elevating and getting to the point where as though you're a truther, meaning like you're a real truther. Like you tell the truth, you search for the truth, and you establish the truth. You establish your reality based on truth. You're going to have to conquer fear, because there's a lot of falsehood that is in fear of that happening for the people. So you have to not be scared. They're going to tell you to say, you're going to have people telling you to stop talking a certain way, or be careful what you're talking about, especially if it's off script. And you have to know, you got to have all your stuff together. You got to have your emotions. You got to have your life in order. Whereas though a lot of things can't be used against you. You know, like just a lot of things can't be used against you. You know what I mean? So conquering fear is one of those things that you're gonna have to deal with if you elevating, if you raising your consciousness, if you're trying to raise your vibration. Because fear does not operate. Fear don't exist on high vibes. If you got a high vibration, you're not in fear. You know, that's how like even like the death thing, you know, and passing away and all that. I don't know what the proper word is to say, but I'm not talking about deleting nobody or none of that. I'm just saying people that are truly on a high vibration don't fear that death thing like before. It's just it's a different thing. This is like another thing. Like I'm bringing up the comparison with religious people. You'll find religious people it's a very very high vibration when you're on that like high belief and all that like kind of stuff. That's why you'll see these people don't be scared to go. They don't be scared to go because that's a high vibration. Because the fear of that does not exist on certain levels. You know, up high, and really that's where you want to be at. You know what I'm saying? So you know. It's all well, we all a work in progress. Everything is a work in progress. That's why it's a day by day thing. You know what I mean? And I'm just talking. Sauce Boss, welcome in, Sauce Boss. Hey, hit that like button for me too, y'all. I've been talking, but it ain't no big deal. I appreciate if y'all hit that like button and share it loud. But you know what? I think I'm ready to go off because I've been on here for a little while. Yeah, for a little while. Yeah, I don't know how. Oh, but yeah, no, not quite an hour. Been on for about 44 minutes. But yeah, that's kind of good though. Yeah, I just came on just to check in and talk a little bit. Yeah, starting to get a little hungry. But I think I'm gonna go off, y'all. I appreciate y'all coming in and listening to me. And yeah, once again, I do want to kind of like motivate the people to support the people. Let's just start supporting each other a little bit more. You know, like liking and commenting, comment, and reposting each other's content is a very, very big thing. It helps us grow. It helps our friends to see our other friends. You know what I'm saying, so that they can become friends and things of that nature. And this is how we increase on the money tip too. Like it's all about views. In order for you to get monetized and to make money from your views and to get more customers or people just interested in your content, the shares. Well, the way the system works, by people liking and commenting and reposting, that shows the system that it's some pretty good content. The content, or people are interested in the content, so it increases. So this is what we want to do. If you see me out there, you know what I mean. You see me posting something, and I don't post nothing that's like very, very. It ain't nothing. I don't be posting nothing that's too that's crazy. I just don't do that. That ain't my thing. So you know what I mean. So my stuff is pretty civilized, just to use that word. You know what I'm saying. So if you see my stuff, I appreciate it if you would like, comment, and repost it. And yeah, God willing, inshallah, I'll see y'all soon. Probably tomorrow night around this time. I'll be seeing y'all. And enjoy the rest of y'all night. Peace.